Jingle for everybody. What is up, movie fanatics, and welcome to our top 10 Christmas movies. So we're gonna do it a little bit differently. I know for our Halloween movies we did 10 each. This time we're only gonna do 5 each because we actually have a lot of the same taste when it comes to Christmas movies. There's been a lot in here that she's got me hooked on, a lot that I got her hooked on. So instead of having like the exact same lists, we figured do 5 each because our top 5s are completely different compared to our top 5. Or our bottom 5 is completely different from our top 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm done rambling. Let's jump right into it. Jessie, would you like to start?
Sure. I don't have a top 5, like in order, so we're just gonna throw this out here. So I'll go with number 5 as Polar Express. And this is the nice steelbook that Doc got me not too long ago.
Yep.
Love the movie. It was so cute. The first time I saw it, I was like, I have to have it, and I watch it all the time.
What's that thing you want to do that you keep talking about mentioning in the videos, but I never know what it is?
Yeah, they have a Polar Express like train ride, like for real, for real.
I want a bell and a ticket.
I know. They give you a ticket and everything. It's so cool.
Do they do the number or letter in the ticket and everything?
I don't know. I've never gone on one.
If anybody knows, let us know in the comments below. My number 5 is Christmas Vacation. I love this movie. We just watched it. Now, you haven't watched it since you were little, like young. And I love this steelbook, by the way. This thing is awesome. Look at the Griswold's house on the back. See, you ever see the back of that? But I've always loved this movie. This is for me, it's comedy gold. My family loves it. My brother, we were just out to dinner and we were quoting it the whole time. We were having a lot of fun. Cousin Eddie, brilliant. Clark is brilliant. I just like his, I don't know, Clark's like, he hides from the family doing all the lights, but he doesn't like admit that he's hiding from them. It's like typical family dysfunction. I love it. I love it. It is. You ready to do some kissing? Come on, give us a really nice. Give everybody a really nice.
No.
We'll get it one day to do it, but that's my number 5.
For 4, we will do The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Yeah, awesome movie. I'm sure everybody has seen it. I picked the Jim Carrey version versus the what do you call it?
Cartoon.
Cartoon, yeah. So I like this one better.
You like that one better?
Yeah.
Much longer. I saw that in theaters. Did you see that one in theaters?
Yeah.
It was good. Well, I didn't really like it back in the day, back in theaters, because I thought I was so used to the cartoon, and I grew up so I was younger, and I was like, I can't. But then when I got older, I really appreciated how they did it, and Jim Carrey, I love Jim Carrey.
Oh, I know.
He's so good. What else does he do? Oh, he does Christmas Carol, too, so that's 2 famous Christmas movies that he's done in his day. That's awesome. Moving on to my number 4, and that is Prancer. You guys have heard me talk about this a ton. Well, they have. You know how much I love this movie. You guys have heard me talk about this very much on my channel. I love this movie. I know I say this every time I talk about it. It's not for everyone. Is it not a very dry and slow movie?
Yes.
It's very slow. It's very dry. But I love the story. I love when she gets, I can't think of the woman's house, the neighbor that's like they call her like the witch or whatever. Anyway, but I love Prancer. I always have. First time I saw this was with my mom. Said it was one of her favorite movies and it was on television, so we watched it. But it's an excellent, excellent movie.
So next up, I will do the Santa Claus, and this is the whole set of 1, 2, and 3. And I love them all equally. I love all Disney movies equally. I love all Christmas movies equally. So yeah, I mean, if I had to be forced to pick the top favorite, it would probably be these. But I'm not gonna go there, and I said I wasn't gonna do a top 5, so it is.
That's your pride and joy, though.
Yes.
When you found that, that's your pride and joy.
When I knew they made a collection set, I was like, I must have this.
And you got it for a good deal too.
I did.
It's a great set. If anybody, I mean, I love the first one. The first one's hands down the best. The second one's good. Third one's okay, but oh god, what did I say? All right, we're just gonna move on to the next one then. My number 3 is
Santa!
Is Elf. That's staying in here.
Santa!
That's for everybody to see him.
I know him.
But is Elf? You know what? I think if they did this movie in with any other actor, it would have never held up. It would have never held up. Will Ferrell was made for this movie. There's no way. I can't. Even Jim Carrey, as much as I love Jim Carrey and how talented he is, I can't see anybody else playing Elf. Zooey Deschanel was amazing, and I always forget that's her, and then we watch it, and she's really good. I love that badass role. She's like, I hate Christmas. But it's so good. It's a fantastic movie. James Caan's awesome in it. But yeah, this is your other pride and joy here, huh?
Yes, that's on my list too, like money.
Well, yeah, this is the only one that's on our list of the same, but we'll get to hers in a minute.
So for my fourth one, I would pick A Christmas Carol. And of course I had to pick the Disney one with Jim Carrey. I like all of them. He got me hooked on A Christmas Carol. This was the first one that I've ever seen out of all of them, or at least that I remember seeing, so.
In 3D?
Oh yeah, we saw it in 3D.
You gotta say in 3D, because that movie is gorgeous in 3D.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yes, I love the storyline of A Christmas Carol, and I don't know, it just melts my heart.
My number 2 is a box set, and it has to be Home Alone. I remember watching this, and I'm sure you did the same thing. I think every kid that grew up with these movies did this movie. Well, not kid, but adults that grew up with these movies did the same thing. It's like, I would love to be Kevin. I would love to be left at home in this big, beautiful house and be able to just eat cookies and run rampant. Something about it. But then they did the second one. I remember like the second one coming out. I was like, New York, you know, the whole thing. I don't know how it's gonna be, but I actually really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Did you like Lost in New York? I mean, yeah, and then the Sticky Bandits, funniest, greatest villains in any movie. They're just so out there and fun. And it's just the whole chemistry of, I mean, John Hughes. You can't go wrong with John Hughes, first off, but everybody that, it just seems like this whole cast just worked so well together. It was perfect writing in my eyes. It was perfect everything. And this screams Christmas, it screams family, it screams everything what Christmas stands for. So I do love the Sticky Bandits. And oh, for everybody, I'll see if I can leave a link down below. I watched a video on Facebook that said, I was telling you a little bit about this, doctors, ER doctors, look at all the injuries that Kevin does to the Sticky Bandits, and they say, like, what would have really happened if they took an iron to the face, or they burned their hand on the doorknob. It's so cool. If I can find it, I'll leave a link in the description below. It's really cool.
So the last one that I have is, of course, Elf. We've already talked about this. And I just, it's the funniest movie ever. Like, I love Will Ferrell, so he's like one of my top favorite like comedians, but just everything, like I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm getting too excited over it. What am I trying to say here?
The whole movie, like, it's just a perfect.
The aspect, like I don't know, like a human growing up like in the North Pole as an elf, like that's just, whoever thought to do that was like
genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a genius. It's a perfect movie.
My favorite part is when he eats the gum, when Santa tells him not to eat the gum, and then he's he's eating the gum
off the subway rail. Oh
yeah, and then the thing, and then but it's all good. I mean, and then you're like, oh well, the part where he twirls around in the door. That, and I think my favorite thing is when the mom's like, you like sugar, and he's like, well, us elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups: sugar, candy canes, candy corn, and syrup. Like, that's the greatest line. Like, and then he pulls
the syrup out and he's pouring it on the, oh my god.
I think we just discovered that this is probably our favorite together.
Together, yes. Well, actually,
or A Christmas Carol.
Or Christmas Carol, but for the viewers, I got her hooked on Christmas Carol. She got me hooked on Elf. I saw Elf once before we met, and I liked it, but I didn't realize how awesome the movie was. And then when we watched it together, you said how it's your favorite movie. Back in the day, you didn't even have that many DVDs, but you had that one, Cars, and a couple other ones, and some One Tree Hill box sets, and that was it. Like, so we watched Elf and Cars 100 times back in the day, so it's a really good movie. And my number 1, this should not be a surprise to anybody at all. I lied because Elf was on our list, but Scrooge is also on our list as well. I just picked the Albert Finney one because I always seem to draw myself to this one. This is the one I watched most on television growing up. But if anybody knows anything at all about my channel, I love Scrooge more than any Christmas movie there is. This is one I grew up with. I've seen most of them. There's some animated shorts that I haven't seen. I do need to own, I was just talking to her about this before I started the video, An American Christmas Carol, we need Mickey's Christmas Carol, and The Muppets Christmas Carol. Those are the big 3 that I really need to get. And the thing that I love most about Scrooge is the Jim Carrey version and the Georgie Scott version, because this is a musical, so you can't put that in the same category, is so different and so unique, yet it's the same story. So every time you watch one of those movies, you're gonna get a completely different story, and it gets better. It gets better every time. Every time I watch any of them, there's something that I've missed. You like this one?
I like all of them, and like the Patrick Stewart one, I really like. That's probably like they all have their individual. They're all the same story, but they all have their individual like things that stick out to that particular one.
Yes. What's your favorite about this one?
The thank you very much.
The end there?
Yeah.
My favorite part, hands down, of this one is when you can actually see it. Is when Scrooge buys, and I don't remember if I'm pretty sure this is the only one they do it in. I could be wrong, but I haven't watched them all this year yet. But this one, when he buys a Santa suit, it's so good. And then he walks into Bob Cratchit's house and he pulls the thing down, and Cratchit almost falls over. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. But yes, they're all unique. They're all fun. They will always be my #1 Christmas movie of all time. I have a lot of great memories with her, with my mom, with my dad. My brother, he's Scrooge himself, so it's great. They're all, but once again, I really can't put a number on these. I know you can't either.
I know.
Because we do love Christmas movies. Hey guys, I just realized that as I'm editing this video, my camera decided to stop recording, and I didn't get an outro. But Jessie and I would like to thank you very much for joining us on this top 10 favorite Christmas movies. As we kind of said before in the beginning, all these movies mean a lot to us. They're all very special, so we really can't put a we can't put a number on them. They're all very special. We love them all. Don't forget to let us know in the comments below what your favorite Christmas movie is of all times. If you're new to my channel and you want to see more of this, hit that subscribe button. I'm always looking for more people to talk movies with. And if you like this content and you want to see more, hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out, lets me know that you're enjoying my content. And as always, take care and happy watching.